for the remaining of our session, we're going to go a little different direction. I think it's so important when you think of how do you perform at a high level. Oftentimes we lead into just like pure tactics or strategies, right? How do I go lead generate more, or how do I close more business? And when you actually study the science of just success in people who are operating at a high level, what you realize is there's things behind the scenes that actually allow them to perform at a high level. Does anybody know roughly how much LeBron James spends on his body each year? $1 million to $2 million bucks, right? And it's because he wants to perform at the highest level possible. And too often, especially in the sales industry, we actually sacrifice the thing we're working for. Either we sacrifice our body, we sacrifice our family, we sacrifice a lot of the things that are important to us. And the smarter approach is saying, how do I make sure that there's balance? There's a way where I'm actually pausing, I'm slowing down intentionally to invest in my mind, invest in my body, my health, all of these other things that do help me to perform better. And so I'm super excited. We have Courtney Nilsson here with us today, who's a top agent in the office. And I asked her to just kind of share with us, like, what does that look like to play the long game? To say, like, I'm going to be in this industry for a long time. How do I operate at a high level, but do it in a I don't think it's necessarily all about balance. I think there's seasons of life, there's seasons of business. So sometimes we have to put in some grind, right? And sometimes there are some late nights, but also we have to be aware and we have to listen to our body and make sure that we're doing things the right way. So I'm excited, Courtney, for you to go ahead and take the baton and give her a hand.
Hello. I don't know why suddenly I'm so nervous. Like, what? Oh, all right. Here we go. Okay. So, quick question. How many of you checked your phone this morning before you put your feet on the floor while you were in bed? Before you even got up, who checked their phone? Okay. Yeah, me too. I am not perfect at any of this, what I'm going to talk to you today, but this is what has helped me in my life and what I've found to be important. Because real estate isn't just about sales, right? It's not all about our sales skills. It's not all about our market knowledge. It's about showing up day after day with the energy, clarity, and emotional steadiness to serve our clients well. And that requires something that we don't talk about enough: our health, our nervous system, and our ability to regulate under stress. So, if your Apple Watch has ever told you to breathe during a listing appointment, this is for you. You're in the right place today. All right, so first I want to, can we slip? Is it up or down? Okay, so first I want to tell you a little bit about why this matters to me personally. Because for a long time, I didn't think it did. I was productive. I was hitting goals. From the outside, it looked like everything was going great. But on the inside, I was running on fumes. I'd wake up already thinking about my to-do list. I'd be halfway through a client conversation and realize that I wasn't fully present. I was mentally 3 steps ahead, trying to keep all of the plates spinning. Do you ever feel like that? Yeah. Well, my body was tense. My mind was loud. Everything, it's just loud. I'm just constantly thinking all the time, right? And I honestly didn't know how to slow down. It's like, probably that's just how I was born. I've never slowed down. When I'm that type of person where if it's not this, then it's something else that I'm putting my whole heart into, right? And that's how I'm just wired. So to figure out how to slow down was really hard. And it was really scary too, because I thought, well, if I slow down or figure out a way how to slow down, what would that look like for my business? I was worried that I'd fall behind, that I'd lose money. But actually, something shifted and I started learning how to regulate my nervous system. Not relax and take a bubble bath, although I do like to do that. I'm talking about the kind of things like practical tools to help my body handle the stress that I was under differently. Because realizing all of this that was going on inside, I was actually edging towards burnout. Does anybody feel like that sometimes? Yeah, not the kind where like you collapse and you like have a total breakdown, but the kind where you're living in it without even knowing in it. Somebody open the door in the back, right? So something shifted, and here's what surprised me. My business didn't actually slow down. It actually improved. Last year was my highest sales year ever in real estate. Thanks. Thanks. And what changed? It wasn't my work ethic. I still have hustle. I still have grit. I still have drive. I have huge work ethic, right? But what changed for me was how my body actually handled the pressure. So I was clearer in negotiations. I was more present with my clients. I was less reactive when something went awry. Okay? So that's when I realized that wellness isn't a detour from performance. It's actually part of the long game. So we're gonna, I wanna show you a short clip that captures this idea better than me, and obviously it's Simon Sinek. He talks about the difference between working hard and working effectively.
There's a great story of two lumberjacks where every morning they start chopping wood at the same time, and every day they stop chopping wood at the same time. And every day one of the lumberjacks disappears for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day he chops more wood than the other guy. And this goes on for months. And eventually the one who works all day, he says, I don't understand. Every day we start at the same time. Every day we stop at the same time. Every day you disappear for about an hour in the middle of the day, and every day you chop more wood than me. Where do you go for that hour? And the other lumberjack looks up and goes, oh, I'll go home and sharpen my axe. You know, that if you take it.
And then click off, and then, yeah, there we go. All right, so that's the frame. That's what I learned the hard way. Okay, sharpening the axe isn't taking a break from work. It's actually making work effective. And for real estate agents, that's taking care of the one tool, the most important tool that you have, and that's your body. And not just like, and that's all encompassing, like your body, your mind, your soul, your purpose, all of these things, right? That is your biggest tool. So health, energy, nervous system regulation, that's how we sharpen our axe in real estate. Okay, so let's talk about what happens when your body hits, when stress hits, okay? So a low appraisal comes in, an inspection report reveals some surprises, a seller gets emotional on a sales call, your nervous system kicks into survival mode. And that's great if you're being chased by a bear, but it's not so great when you need empathy, when you need problem solving, or when you need creative negotiation. So when you're in fight or flight, your brain literally narrows. Okay, you lose access to parts of your brain that are responsible for connection, perspective, and strategy. Your whole nervous system determines whether you react to pressure or whether you lead through it. So some of the highest producing agents that I know, they aren't just skilled in what they do, but they're regulated. They can stay steady when everything is crazy around them, all right? They can be that steady force. So quick hands, no judgment. How many of you feel like your brain is still on when you get into bed at night? Yeah? Okay. How many of you feel rushed when you're walking into a listing appointment or any kind of appointment? Do you feel rushed? Yeah? Sometimes that feels like personal failure, but let me tell you, it's not. It's just physiology. And we can change that. So instead of just talking about our state, we are going to feel it. We're going to practice just for 1 minute right now. I'm going to teach you a technique that I use in my life so that you can understand what I'm talking about. So first, before we do that, I'm just going to demonstrate. We're going to breathe in through our nose 4 counts, and then we're going to exhale through our body, out through our mouths. Okay, inhale through your nose, exhale through your body. And when I inhale, I'm like filling up my like belly and chest, like all of it, right? And when I exhale, I'm pressing it all the way down through my root. Okay, so the longer exhale, the reason why there's 6 seconds instead of 4, that's the key here, and there's science behind that. So it activates your vagus nerve, which literally tells your body that you're safe. Okay, this isn't woo-woo, I promise, although I really like woo-woo. This isn't what woo-woo, this is actual science, okay? So, but we're gonna try it. This time, not in a woo-woo space, so no mats, no chanting, no any of that. Okay, you can even keep your eyes open if you want, but what I want you to do is put your feet flat on the floor, sit up nice and tall, or sit back in your chair, either way, and I want you to lift your shoulders up and drop them. Okay, so you ready? We're gonna breathe in through our noses 4 counts. Ready? And 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep going. Inhale. Exhale. If your mind's wandering to your to-do list, that's normal, you're human. Just come back to your breath. One last time, inhale. And exhale. You can take one normal breath and open your eyes if you closed them. So what just happened? Hands up, who feels slightly calmer? Okay, what about more present? Who felt your jaw unclench? What about any other feelings? You just feel more calm and present, right? Okay, so that's not mindset. We can tell ourselves to do all kinds of things, but this is actually your nervous system down-regulating in real time. It's not placebo, it's science, okay? So here's the important part. When could you actually use this? Okay, for me, sometimes actually I did it right before I got up. I was feeling like all kinds of jitterbugs inside, which is crazy because I like getting in front of people. But suddenly, because I'm amongst my peers, I'm like all nervous. And I was like, oh shoot, what am I gonna do? And so I started this breath work and it calmed me right down. And then I looked at my phone and Ben goes, hey, you should take some advice before you get up and do some breathing. And I was like, actually, I just did that. So yeah. Sometimes I'll sit in my car right before I go into a listing presentation because I can tell you that when you walk into a listing and presentation, calm, present in your body, there's a different kind of energy that you put off with the potential clients, right? They can feel your anxiety if you're super anxiety and nervous about getting the deal. So for me, I'll take just like 1 minute right before I go in, do some deep breaths. After a tough call or before you're going to make calls, it's scary making calls. Who likes to make calls? There's someone in the room who I know loves it, right? But in your car, before an open house, or as you're walking into an open house, okay? Between showings, I know sometimes we have like back-to-back showings that are often super stressful and we're giving a lot of ourselves to our clients. And sometimes we just need a second just to recalibrate, right? So this is an opportunity to do that. Who's got a specific scenario that could help? Like, do anybody else have any ideas on where you could use this type of exercise?
Road rage.
Road rage. That definitely could help. Yes. Perfect. That's exactly it. Okay. So this isn't about adding something new to your life. It's really just, it's just adding, I guess you are adding something into your life, but we're not taking more time, right? We're already going to an appointment. We're already going here. We're already going there. It's just taking that 1 second to focus, right? Okay, so what I don't want you guys to think about is that, so I'm over wellness on ALC this year. I'm over the wellness for the office. And so part of the reason why I'm here today is we're going to be talking about our wellness initiative for the year. I don't know why the bottom isn't there, but, oh, it's over there on that one. Okay, it's likely there, yeah. So I don't want you to think that breath work is our wellness initiative, because it's not. That's just one tool in our tool bag to help us with our body, mind, and purpose. Our true initiative for the year is these 3 pillars, focusing on improving in some area of our lives, body, mind, and purpose. Okay, so let's talk about these 3 things. All right, so body. Okay, movement is one aspect of that. So your body is the engine of your business. When your energy crashes, patience and clarity, they go with it. So movement doesn't have to be fancy. It's been proven that if you just take a 20-minute walk a day, that's going to improve your life, okay? For some people, this could look different. For me, I really love to do yoga and Pilates. And so come to my class on Thursday nights, 8:15. If you want to try it, okay? So for me, that's one way that I regulate. I also love to dance. I like to move. That is my thing. My husband every morning goes on a run, and that helps him center himself for the day. The days that he doesn't go on a run, he's not the same. So he really needs to go. For others, I know like the Prices, they ride bikes, they cycle. So that's one way for them. Sarah is a hiker. She's off hiking. I know for certain that helps her in her daily to be successful in her life. Okay, so it doesn't have to be fancy. Your 20-minute walk, maybe that could be, between appointments. It could be after dinner. It could even be when you're making calls. Surprisingly, when you're standing up and moving and on a call, it actually creates a really good energy on the phone, right? So that could be helpful. All right. Another aspect of this is our nutrition. And this isn't really about weight, and this isn't about like willpower or anything like that. This is where we get our energy from, right? Is how we fuel our bodies. So being more conscious about what you're putting into your body, but really it's like, I know for me, I don't know if any of you like either want like a coffee or for me a Diet Coke first thing in the morning. Probably not a good idea, right? You probably should have some protein and some water before you consume some caffeine. So that could just be one tiny thing that you do a day, incorporate in your daily life. Don't start off with your caffeine. Start off with some protein and water, okay? Another thing is don't run on empty. I am the type of person where I could go all day and not eat, and by the afternoon I'm hangry. But I'm too busy, I'm too stressed to stop because I don't have time, right? But that's not a good idea either. That by fueling, it actually helps us to have more mental clarity. It helps us to be more compassionate and have empathy when we're working with our clients. We don't want to be hangry with our clients, okay? So try not to go 4 to 5 hours between a meal. Another thing is maybe you have emergency fuel. I know, like, I went on a hike with Sarah last year, and we came down from the hike, and she popped her trunk open and had like a huge cooler full of healthy snacks. And I was like, dang, like, what a good idea, actually. Like, I should probably have something like that in my car for those times when I'm rushed or running late or just not wanting to stop because I'm like so hyper focused that nothing else can get in the way. That's my ADHD, okay? All right. Okay, so skipping meals, probably not a good thing. Let's have some, even if it's just one thing that you can do, let's, make a commitment in that sense. All right. Okay, the next aspect is, or pillar is, our mind. Okay, so here's what I learned. You don't calm your thoughts first. You actually calm your body first. And then your thoughts follow. So if that's a little 1-minute breath, that's like a meditation. If it's getting some movement in, if you're going to brain dump, I know for me, like I also like to write lists because I need to get everything out of my head so that I'm not stressing about it, right? So I'll make lists either in the morning or at night so that I know what my day is going to look like, either that day or for the next day. So that's something that you could do to help clear the mind. Making sure you're getting enough sleep is important, right? I know a lot of us, especially because we're busy, we're working long hours, we don't give ourselves that, or even just taking a second to rest. And I know that's scary, especially for me, because like I said, I'm like a go, 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 go type. And then what will happen is I'll crash. And usually what happens for me is my body signals to me, Courtney, you've been going, 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 going. Here, I'm going to give you a migraine. Now you can't go anywhere for 3 days. You're done. And that's because I haven't taken the time to actually calm my nervous system and find time in the day to rest. So then it's like, I don't know, God, my body, whoever, what is punishing me with a migraine. You need to rest. And so then I'm miserable for 3 days, right? So I don't want to do that because that sucks. Instead, trying to find a little bit of time during the day to calm myself helps me so that I can be more productive in my business. All right. Sometimes, maybe you're a voice noter. You like to make voice notes. That's something else that you can do. Anyway, it doesn't really matter what you do. Just find something in your life that can help you to clear your mind so that you can be present. All right. The last pillar is purpose. What keeps you here? Like here. Not just at Keller Williams, but like in real estate. What keeps you here? This, I don't mean like some perfectly articulated mission statement, okay? Yes, you can have that, but that's not what I'm talking about right now. I mean the thing that makes work feel worth it on hard days. What is that for you? So for me, last summer, I had a really hairy transaction that I was, and I had these clients who were building a house, and then we listed their house, and then we got under contract, and then, as we're getting close to closing and all these deadlines are all lining up, and it's like, well, what happens? The buyers back out and the sellers are freaking out, and I'm a little bit freaking out because I'm like, crap, they have a deadline. They have to get into their new construction. What are we going to do? And my first instinct truly was frustration. But at the end of the day, I remembered why I do this. And one of the main reasons why I do what I do is because I love helping people feel supported and safe in some of their biggest transitions. Buying and selling a home is like a super sacred process if you really think about it. People are inviting you into their home. They're telling you crazy things about their life, and they trust you, right? I'm getting all teary about this, but this is like one thing that I'm really passionate about. It's the people who I'm helping. That's what keeps me here doing what I do. So instead of shutting down, I just stayed present, and we found another buyer. And it's actually a better deal. Usually it is, right? When something goes bad, usually there's a reason for that. And so if I try to just stay centered on that, then, I know it's all going to work out. And those sellers, they continue to send me referrals. And that's because in that moment, I showed them calm and steady. And I was that guide for them, right? So that's purpose. It's not dramatic. It's what steadies you when your deals fall apart, a client panics, you're questioning whether the stress is even worth it. Because some days, I don't know about you, but I question, like, what am I doing? Especially right now when I have a ton of listings out there and nobody's buying. Okay, that's not the right language. People are buying. They're going to come. All right. Okay, so what I want you to think about, here's your question. What is the reason why you stay? And I want you to take 5 seconds and I want you to think about one moment from last year where you felt like this work really mattered to you. Okay, so I'm not talking about your best sales month either. And I'm not talking about a big commission check, like a moment where you actually felt connected to the reason why you do what you do. So, anyone willing to share one reason why you continue to stay in real estate? Sarah?
And I was the buyer's agent, and it was a new build. So it was with D.R. Horton down in Washington. And it was such a beautiful moment for me because I was like, she was so happy. And she got to feel that same feeling I had when I bought my first home in my 20s. And it was just like this place that they're going to call home. And even though she lives further than me, I was so happy that I was licensed because I'm still kind of a new realtor, newly licensed, but I was in there when she was buying. And I just thought, I am so grateful, that this could happen with her as a daughter.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else have something they want to add? Amy?
Well, you allowed us to feel like vulnerable, so I'm going for it. So my kids are like teenagers and out of school now, and my kid's second grade teacher reached out to me saying, I'm ready to buy my first home. And this teacher had my kids when my late husband passed away. And she came to my husband's funeral, and she was a big part of our life. And she created such a safe place for my kids. And now I helped her find a home. And I just threw her a housewarming party this weekend. She's never been married, never had kids. So she never had any of those traditional ways we celebrate people in our culture. So I convinced her to do a registry, and she was like, I'm nervous to do that. I don't want to act like I'm asking for presents, but we did it. And everyone from the school were there, parents, teachers, her friends. There were more than 50 people there. And it was just lovely. And I'll just be really vulnerable here. I remarried, blended a family that didn't work out. She came into my life while that was ending also. So it just felt really special to have that full circle moment. Thanks for letting me be way more vulnerable than normal.
Thank you so much for sharing. But truly, these are the moments that we're talking about, right? These are the things that carry us through the hard days. And there are hard days. Real estate is really hard, but we're here and we keep pushing through because there's really beautiful aspects to selling real estate too. All right, so the agents who last, they aren't the ones who hustle the hardest. They're the ones who know why they're still here. So that's part of our initiative this year. So some common obstacles that we might have is, I don't have time. I get it. But here's the thing. This isn't about adding more to your plate this year with our wellness initiative. It's actually about doing things just a little bit differently. Okay, so you're already getting in the car before your listing and presentation. Just a little bit of breath work will help you go a long way. You're already walking into your car, or you're already walking into an open house. Just take 30 seconds on your walk in to be a little bit more intentional about setting up and being present. So I've tried this before and it didn't stick. So yeah, that happens. Last Saturday, I had an open house, and for the first hour, nobody came. So I was stress eating. I think I ate 4 cookies of my crumble cookies. And I'm thinking the whole time, this isn't good for me, but here, I'm going to try this one. And here I got its selection. You know, I had to try all 4 that were recommended as the best. Anyway, it happens. And we just take a breath and we move on and we start better and we do better the next day. Because, yeah, things like that, you know, go on. All right. This feels soft. I know some of you tough people out there, tough negotiators, you think, I don't need this. No, actually, you do. And I actually know a lot of people who are really high producers who actually do implement a lot of things in their life to help them reset. I know Becca, she loves to ride horses. That's one way that she's de-stressing. Susie, what do you do? Yeah. I love that. My husband does the same thing. I asked him for permission. I said, can I share that you take a bath every night with candles and music? And he's like, yeah. and then he like gets out of the bath and he meditates for like, and does breath work and just his whole routine. Well, it helps him like let go of all the things that he's had to deal with for the day and helps him start the next day fresh. So even men, right? All right. So the toughest, let's see. Let me see where I'm at. All right. So small things are not small at all. They are the most important things of all, and they add up. So Mel Robbins said that it doesn't have to be something big, guys, for the wellness initiative. So let's actually talk about what that looks like this year. Our goal is to have 50% of agents complete at least 4 wellness touch points through the year. So we're going to have some challenges, some movement, and we'll have some different workshops. We just ask, honestly, you can show up to all of them, but we just want our agents to just do a little bit more this year. So 4, I don't think is like a big deal. And actually, if you're here, you participated in a 1-minute breath work and learned one skill that you can use. That counts. So you can actually go onto the QR code because that's how we'll take attendance. So if you want to log in, you just like type in your name and then click the checkbox. And click the checkbox. Okay, so for this year, each quarter we're going to have something bigger to look forward to. So for quarter 1,
there we go. I don't know what that was about.
For quarter 1, if you liked doing a little bit of breath work today, we're going to actually have a bigger session, like more. Where we'll do a longer breath work and a sound bath. So that's going to be in the first part of February. I haven't nailed down the exact date, but we'll let you know when that's going to be. Every month we'll have some kind of a theme. So January and February I've put together, and there's actually 2 themes, and that's just because we didn't get to this until the end of the month. So we're kind of combining them, right? So for January, February, we'll have an event, which will be the sound and breath work. But then we'll also have a strength and power challenge. So that's going to be one of our themes for February. And then March is going to be about mental resilience and mindset. In the second quarter, we're going to have a pickleball tournament. So if you like pickleball or if you've never tried, we'll have something for beginners too. But we'll have a theme for all of us. So let us know if you're interested so we can start generating that. April's about sleep and recovery. May's about movement. June's about heart health. In the third quarter, hopefully Sarah will help us on this. Hate to call you out in team meeting, but help us organize a cool hike. For the third quarter, July is going to be about purpose and connection. August is about money and mindset. September is about fueling your body. I'd like to have somebody come in and teach a class about like meal planning and different things like that. If you are an expert in that, let me know because we could use you. And then the fourth quarter is going to be about restoring and resetting, getting us prepped and ready for 2027. It's crazy that it's January, we're talking about that. But we'll be talking about emotional boundaries, gratitude, and then having like a celebration in December. So,
Is it not working?
Yeah.
My bad.
you just click over.
Yeah.
So today, I just want you to pick one thing, okay? Not just think about it, I want you to actually commit. So hands up, who could commit to just one small thing this week? So maybe that's a 1-minute breath work, a 20-minute walk, protein, water first, one intentional ritual that you might do to be more purposeful and mindful. Whatever it is, we're not just gonna think about it, we're actually gonna do something about it. So now I want you to take out your phone and I want you to text one person what your one thing's going to be for this week. Or you can write it down or put it somewhere else, but text one person and tell them, this is what I'm going to do this week to help me with my mind, body, and purpose. It can be anything. Anyone willing to share that out loud? What are we going to do? No? Yeah, I love it. Going to bed at a certain time. Jordan? I mean, oh my gosh. Jordana?
I just forgot mine.
Okay, sure. I forgot your name. You can forget yours.
I'm trying to do consistent meditation every day.
I love that.
So I'm going
Okay, consistent meditation.
to do it.
Awesome. Anyone else want to share over here?
I'm going to a sound bath class tonight.
Oh, I love that.
Every Tuesday night.
Very cool. Sound bath today. Okay, I love it. All right. One more. So the long game in real estate isn't about hustling harder, right? It's just about building a body, mind, and sense of purpose that you can carry with you through decades of success. So we don't just want agents who produce, we want agents to last. Okay, thanks.
Courtney, thank you. This is such a great reminder, and it is just we need to make sure that we have our priorities in the right order. And if we're not really paying attention to our body, our health, our longevity, really nothing else matters. There's a saying I'll end with, which is you might have heard something to this extent, which is the healthy person has 100 wishes or 1,000 wishes, and the sick person has one. Right? So just pay attention to your health this year. We're very intentional about this. We brought Courtney on as our health and wellness advisor, and really just to elevate in this area. So enjoy lunch. I know we just talked about health, and now we're going to have some pizza.
This is
lunch.
mental health.
Thank you, Land.com, for being our sponsor today, and have a phenomenal week. We'll see you next Tuesday.
Yep.